I said, hey, I'm gonna go big or not go at all.
Chastin, thanks for being with us today. Tell us a little bit about you and your business.
Sure. Again, I'm Chastin J. Miles. I'm actually out of Dallas, Texas. Been in the real estate industry for the past 7 years. So started out as a solo agent, no real direction, no real estate background and history. Fast forward today, I currently have a home team here of 10 sales agents, handful of staff nationwide. I'm at 54 real estate agents across 12 states, including Canada and Hawaii. So I've done a lot in my real estate business. I got started on YouTube, so currently over 2 million views on YouTube, and I've written a book and been featured in Forbes and NBC, ABC, Fox, you name it. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying the journey as my business grows and as we touch more lives here. Don't try to learn everything. Don't try to figure out everything. Like just use what you need for the time being. There's so much noise and just so many different ways of doing things and things out there. You coming into the business as a new agent, your number one goal and biggest goal needs to be making some money. And so what is it going to take for you to make some money? You're going to have to generate some leads. You're going to have to learn some scripts. You're going to have to hit those phones and cold calling. That's the stuff that you want to focus on. And I oftentimes talk to new agents, left and right. And I'm like, well, how do you spend your time? And oh, well, I was trying to figure out how to run Facebook ads, and I was trying to figure out how to, every word and line in the contract and this and that. And I was like, why are you doing that? You don't have a contract to write, or you don't have any business, so definitely not try to feel the pressure of trying to figure everything out, especially right now, because honestly, years in the business and still to a point where I don't know any and everything. And there's a lot of people who've been in this business for decades that still don't know any and everything because things are always changing. One big thing or one way you could do that is kind of clearing your mind of everything that you may know about the real estate business, or you may think that or someone has probably told you before, because when you actually get in the business and that reality hits you and you start saying to yourself, oh, this isn't what I expected, or nobody told me that it was going to be like this, or this is harder than I expected, then next thing you know, you're out of the business. And so you have to come in with fresh eyes, clear mind, ready to learn, but ready to put action forward. Like if I tell you on your first week, and this is a good idea, like hop on REDX's platform. They have so many different resources for you to start calling, for you to use those scripts and start practicing that stuff. Start practicing talking to people. Start practicing going on listing appointments and that type of thing, because then start to get your name out there, and then you start to sharpen your skills and you start to get business. But just drown out all the noise and everything else, and just come in and ready to work. Start with what you need the most. So for some people it can be just admin help. For some people it can be transaction coordination, or you can have way too many buyers and you just need somebody to be able to show homes for you. So start with what you need first. And the way that I did this was literally I took a sheet of paper and I folded it in half, right? And on one side of the sheet of paper, I put on there everything that I did in the past week. And then below that, I put on there everything that I wanted to do but didn't get done, right? And then what I started to do on the other side was, out of all the things that I did, I said to myself, did I really need to do that, or is that something that someone else can do? And so I basically just started dragging items over, like, okay, somebody else can do this, and somebody else can do this. And then I took that assessment and I said, okay, so for all of these things, I really need just a full-on office manager or admin person. And that's how that role came about. And then I did it again when things started moving along, and then I had other agents. I was like, okay, all my time is being taken. I need to do this exercise again. And so I did that, and I was like, okay, well, I'm seeing that the bulk of my time is now spent entering transactions here and there. And my admin person was helping with that too. So now I was like, there's two people now that are doing one job, and it's taking up a bunch of our time. So that's how the transaction coordinator role came into play. And so it's really just about assessing where you are in your business and what's taking up all your time to figure out what should that first hire be. I'm just such a firm believer in people doing what they're most good at and matching people with their strengths. Like, a big mistake was trying to get that all in one. And I struggled with it because, for one, I was saying to myself, well, I don't have a bunch of money to pay all of these people or to hire for all these positions. And then I struggled with, well, if I get the right person, they should be able to do all of this. And then my biggest struggle was thinking that I could find somebody who was me. Thinking that I know that I can do it all if I just sit here and I'm going to be drowned in work and unhappy. Like, I know that I can do it all, but I can't expect them to be me. But I can accept and expect them to be the best version of themselves. And so that's kind of how I look at it now. First, you have to understand that this is going to be an investment. Like, bringing on somebody, it's going to be an investment. It's going to take money out of your pocket, even onboarding them, and you're not going to make as much money as you did just as a solo person. So just understand that. Now, down the road, it's gonna pay out a lot more. But coming into it, you have to be ready to spend some money. So here's how I did it. For one, I chose to only bring on people, like, starting out, who were already licensed, because then I can supplement their pay with a split on deals. And so even though I can maybe only afford, let's just say, $8 an hour, $9 an hour, I was able to supplement that with a split on deals that I would bring them in. Or, as of right now, how it is for office manager, he has a salary, but then he also gets a bonus based on the team's production for the month. So it's a bonus per transaction, and it's X amount for sales, and then there's another amount for leases, and this is in addition to his salary. That was probably the best way that I started out, because I just couldn't financially do it, or I didn't even feel comfortable financially doing it to where it was just all going out in, just straight up coming out of my money. Another thing that I want to encourage people to do is trial periods. So our trial period lasts for 90 days, and it can be X amount for the first 90 days, and then a increase after those 90 days, after you see that this person is good for the role and they can stick around. It's a 100% even written understanding that this is a 90-day probation period, and we can go either way. You can choose to go your way, or I can choose to want to explore another option. So there's that going into it. It can be in a hot market, it could be in a slow market, or it can be in a market where we're dealing with this that we're dealing with right now. These are fundamentals that no matter what market you're in, you're gonna have to focus on these things, and you're going to have to go down this road. Now, what I will say, the differences are going to be, it may take you longer now, or it may be more difficult because now you are fighting with the market conditions. But at the end of the day, the task and the job is still going to be the same. There's all types of adjustments being made out there, but something to understand about real estate, it's been around for freaking ever. And so at the end of the day, our job is to move homes, and it's to help people buy and sell. So although the market conditions may change, we may have to hop on and do virtual presentations versus in person, or we may have to make 10 times more phone calls. But at the end of the day, we still have to do those same things. So no different.